Preparing for the wedding. Here's what it's gonna look like. These are some bridesmaids taking pics. She thinks that the whole thing's about her, but it's not. I'm gonna unfriend her after the wedding. I look really old in this outfit.
Kane's boutonniere.
Ooh.
Do you want to do the honors?
No.
When does this thing happen? Isn't it 11?
Big day. What's your favorite memory of JD when she was less than 10?
Running up from her house up to our house with a big smile on her face.
Those are the days.
Those were the great days.
Good morning, everyone. Please have a seat. We're all here today to celebrate the relationship of JD and Kane, to be witnesses and supporters of the commitment they share with one another. Together, we're a group of the most important people in their lives, and they've brought us here together to recognize that we've all played some part in the love they share today. For those of you who don't know, I'm Kane's uncle. I watched him grow and mature from a precocious little boy into a self-assured man. Despite his tough exterior, Kane is kind, respectful, generous, and loyal. I have no doubt that Kane will do everything in his power to protect JD and make her happy. And JD, when my wife and I first met you, we instantly loved you. You are like a splash of sunshine, and I've never seen Kane happier. Watching Kane and JD together, you will quickly realize how much they enjoy each other's company. You'll notice that their relationship is not only based on love, but also on friendship. And that kind of relationship is hard to find. I am honored that Kane and JD asked me to officiate today's ceremony. I must confess that this is my first ceremony, and you would think that 5 weeks is enough time to come up with the right words. I thought about the usual jokes, like how the wife is always right and that Kane should immediately apologize at the first sign of an argument. Then I thought maybe I can dole out the same advice, like when you argue, and you will argue, not to call each other names, because while it's easy to forgive, it will be extremely difficult to forget. Instead, I will share with Kane and JD what I've learned from my own marriage. I've learned that marriage is not just a partnering, but a partnership. Like anything of importance and value, it must be nurtured, and it requires more than just love. It requires time and effort, compromise, patience, understanding, and mutual respect. A marriage does not survive on grand gestures of love. Rather, it survives on the little things that you do for each other and with each other. It's the late night conversations before you sleep. It's laughing together. It's opening the door for her or matching his clothes for him. It's holding hands. It's making sure you kiss before stepping out in the world. It's sharing your worries and your victories. It's a hug that you give a little bit longer because you know the other person had a tough day. It may seem mundane, but these small day-to-day acts lay the foundation on which you can build a strong and lasting marriage. Because what is more beautiful than a young couple in love is an old couple still in love after a lifetime together. And that, Kane and JD, is my wish for you. Now, let's take the first steps towards becoming an old couple still in love. Kane, please take JD's hand and repeat after me.
I, Kane, take you, JD,
To be my wife,
to be my wife,
loving what I know of you,
loving what I know of you,
and who you are yet.
and who you are yet to become.
I promise you love, honor, and respect.
I promise you love, honor, and respect.
To be true to you in good times and bad,
To be true to you in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will keep you and hold you,
I will keep you and hold you,
comfort you and tend you,
comfort you and tend you,
protect and shelter you
protect and shelter you
for all eternity.
for all eternity.
JD, repeat after me. I, JD,
I, JD,
take you, Kane,
take you, Kane,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
loving what I know of you,
loving what I know of you,
who are yet to be.
and who you are yet to become.
I promise you love, honor, and respect.
I promise you love, honor, and respect,
To be true to you in good times and in bad,
to be true to you in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will keep you and hold you,
I will keep you and hold you,
comfort and tend you,
comfort and tend you,
protect and shelter you
protect and shelter you
for all eternity.
for all eternity.
May we have the rings, please?
There it is.
Kane, as you place this ring on JD's finger, repeat these words. This ring is a symbol of my love
This ring is a symbol of my love
and the commitments we made to each other today.
and the commitments we made to each other today.
JD, as you place this ring on Kane's finger, repeat these words.
This ring is a symbol of my love and the commitments we made to each other today.
Kane and JD, you have come here today on your own free will and in the presence of family and friends. You have declared your love and commitment to each other. You have given and received the ring as a symbol of your promises. During difficult times, may you look back to today and remember that you've chosen each other to go on a journey to grow old together. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Sunday morning, on the bed to have eaten croissants. Sunday morning,
Oh, this is good. Oh, wow.
saw me out on the boulevard. Monday morning.
And I think this is a family. If feels like family who we have here today. And this is why I think we can expect to see these two grow and mature together as a couple because they have the support of family. I'd like to thank the people who have helped to put this together today. I'd like to thank my mother, Dee Benson, who has who hosted the bridal luncheon. I would like to thank Lou and Joel for the rehearsal dinner last night, and I'd like to thank my wife Wendy, who has given her all over the last 5 weeks to make this event happen. It's truly amazing, and Wendy, you continue to amaze me. I just can't believe it. I'd also like to thank Ernie and Julie for this venue. This is a venue that we have seen so many of you since you were young, skipping across this lawn, and now we have met some new members of this extended family, and here we are all together today. So, welcome and thank you. I'd also like to thank Carrie. Carrie, you put together the food. Thank the taco guy. Say taco guy. And also Jeannie Boland for the flowers. I think it just looks beautiful. So that's JD. Julia D. JD Baby. Pumpkin Chunks. J Dizzle. Hota Day. JD. The day you were born, I fell for you completely and totally. Now, I was down in Mexico a few weeks ago, and I was trying to think of something meaningful and expensive to give to these two. And as I walked along, I looked down on the ground. I wish it was the beach with the waves lapping over it, but it was just in the dirt. There's a little heart-shaped rock. This heart-shaped rock, I thought, well, I could put some polish on it and dress this thing up, but that would just fade, right? So I thought, well, it's a little rough around the edges. It's got an imperfection on one side, but it saved me a lot of time and treasure, so I thought I'm going to give this to them. But I think that if you take that imperfection, you just turn it around, you don't see it anymore, right? And if you work on those rough edges, both of you, together, you can smooth them over time. And pretty soon, it'll become a very symmetrical heart. And it'll become polished just by your use, your attention to it. And so I'd like to give you this gift and ask you to keep it. Put your hand over her.
Got him.
We've been best friends for a really long time, and I'm so honored to be a part of your special day. I still remember when JD called me years ago now to tell me she had a boyfriend, and I was super confused in my kitchen, like, a boyfriend? You haven't even been dating anyone. And so she goes on to explain that she's known this guy for a week, and I'm like, okay. And that they're gonna start dating long distance because he lives in Sacramento and she lives in Santa Barbara. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is just JD being crazy. But I hadn't met Kane yet, so I didn't know how amazing of a guy Kane was and how awesome he was. And I think anyone that can come into our friend group of 10 crazy wild girls and instantly be friends with everyone just says a lot about your guys' relationship and just you as a person, and just shows that you guys like were clicked right away and are meant to be. So with that said, I would say you guys are the definition of relationship goals. But in all seriousness, your guys' love really inspires us all, and I'm so happy for you, and I love you both. Cheers to JD and Kane!
Hello, everybody. So, you guys, I was given the Best Man award. That's actually not my title. My actual title is Bestest Mensch. And if you don't know what that means, you probably don't watch The Office, but it's the best show ever. And it's our 3 favorite show. Cheers to that. Anyways, I kind of wanted to take this time to tell a little story about how Kane and JD met. Because you guys might not all know this story, but it's a pretty good one. And I think it kind of sums up their relationship pretty well. But basically, I knew JD through some friends, and when I first met her, I loved her instantly. She's such an amazing, awesome girl. And Kane didn't know her, but I've known Kane for a very long time too. And we went up to Santa Barbara to you know, have a good time and see some friends and do some fun things. And we got in a little bit of trouble, and we're kind of having a bad time. And basically, I won't bore you with the details, but JD made the rest of the night completely better. She saved the day for us. And I think if it weren't for the bad things that happened that night, because it was some not so great things. But if it wasn't for the bad things that happened that night, and the trouble that we got in, then I don't think JD and Kane ever would have met. I don't think that they ever would have spent time together, and honestly, I don't think they ever would have fallen in love. So I think it's amazing, and testament to the fact that they belong together. And I had some more things written down, but I can't think of much else. Yeah, I've known these two for a long time now, and I think for as long as I've known them, it's crazy to me that they're getting married right now. It's super surreal, but I think it's just testament to the fact that they belong together, and chairs, yeah. Chairs.
I was gonna get married on the beach in Hawaii, and I wasn't invited. So I just feel lucky to be here today. But growing up, some could describe our relationship as JD being a little bit of a bully and me being way too sensitive. But I think it comes down to the fact that even though I was a couple years older, I just really wanted JD's approval. I just really wanted her to like me. I wanted to make her happy. And thankfully, we have gotten past those days. I got invited to the wedding, and now she is the greatest sister, niece, best friend I could have ever asked for. When I first met Kane, I was pretty sold on him right away. I thought he was so polite, he was so well-spoken, he was funny. He looked like he showered, which cannot be said for a lot of the guys I had met that JD was interested in. But what really sold me on him was that I could tell that, like me, JD's happiness was really important to him. When they were together, they made each other better. And now, as matron of honor, I feel like that title makes me sound like very old and wise. So I think that justifies me in giving just a little bit of marriage advice. But a marriage only works when both of you give 100%. It only works when you put yourself first. You put the other person first. Put the other person first, and never stop serving each other. And Kane never stopped treating JD like the princess she is. So congrats to Mr. and Mrs. Bautista. And yeah, cheers.
Welcome, and thank you for the Nares for hosting this glorious day. Robin, that's all lies. This guy can't break a twig. Not a twig.
Oh yeah, he's harmless.
A coworker asked me why I wasn't overly excited and, nervous for this occasion. And I was thinking, it's Kane. I have a lot of guns.
Boom, roasted.
And I have a go-to-war gun. This is my go-to-war son.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, he paves the way for everybody.
Go, Pop. Woo. Go, Pop.
See? I kind of want to say he's learned a lot from me, as much as I have learned from him. I'm still learning. Anyway, you guys, you have nothing but a landscape for yeah, I do. You got nothing but a landscape for opportunities, for possibilities. You have free will, but not without rules. It's kind of like music. You can play any music you want, but there are rules. You cannot veer out of those 8 notes, otherwise it's not gonna sound right. Kane has a little bit of propensity for chaos. Just a little bit. And I think that's what we want. For somebody who is as delicate as JD, I would not want anybody else to take care of her, but for some, but somebody like Kane. He takes care of me. He makes people safe. He makes people feel safe anywhere he goes. And I certainly do. I feel like I can weather anything knowing that I have my kids with me. This is not as hard for me as it is for Mr. Mary, because I'm not giving away my princess yet. / nemesis. I'm giving away my
Princess.
No, it starts with a P. Not princess. You guys are so belligerent. It's prototype. I love you both. I still owe JD the fish eyes. Every time I eat fish eyes on my table, she's like, I can see in her face, I want some of that. But, I always fall short because it's for me and for my daughter. But JD's always begging for me to, I want some of that fish eyes. Some of these guys, like Mel and these guys, have seen me eat on my table, right? And it's always just some weird shit. But that's all right. Woo! All right, so you guys, congratulations. Thank you so much, son.
Hey guys, my name is Jesse. I've been friends with Kane probably since 7th or 8th grade. But congratulations to the beautiful couple of you guys. So my first experience with Kane is probably in 7th or 8th grade, and it was, for those who don't know, it was an argument over samurais versus ninjas.
Whoa!
And it caused a huge epidemic on the school.
Samurais!
I met Kane and I was like, this guy he's insane, but I love him in a good way. Insane isn't he's a ball of energy and brings so much and brings the best out of us. Since we've known him throughout high school, we've just been, for those who know, our group of friends is one of a kind, and you don't really come across that. So, with that, to us in our world, that's what they say. Kane's always been someone who's been, I guess, getting people together. That's been something that anything and everything, if you ask him, he's like, yeah, let's do it. No matter how crazy it is or whatever it is, or you feel like you're alone, he's always the person who's like, sure, let's try it. He's the one to make impossible possible and try to make it possible. Yeah, but with that, I was like, okay, this guy's a lot. So when I actually went and we were visiting Santa Barbara actually, and I was with Kane, and he told me that he met JD, told me who she was. He was enamored by her, and I was like, okay, I haven't met her yet, but she must be pretty amazing if he makes this guy feel this way. So, experience of seeing them and going and hanging out, and wow, this girl completely fits perfect to this group. Like, we are a crazy group, but she is a ray of sunshine in chaos with us. But she brings order, and like as well, like she has a good time. We all have a great time. So, and with us, no matter how far apart we all are, we all love each other from where we are, and we all have great times. And like I could see Kane today. I haven't seen him in a while, but I mean, seeing him, I felt comfort, and I was happy with all of you guys. And I'm so excited to have JD be a part of that and be the wife of Kane, and just, it's amazing. She's part of this family that we have, and I'm so excited to meet all of JD's friends and have this just be a huge group. I mean, the more we can add, the more Kane helps add to this, and all of us add to this. It's just incredible. I love you guys.
Okay, so I'm JD's friend from way back, like middle school. And JD basically, I'm gonna cry at some point, so I might as well just get it over with. But JD basically like was the one who inducted me into our friend group, and I remember like the first time I ate lunchtime with them, these girls were running around screaming, hitting each other, and I was like, these girls are crazy, I want to be friends with them. And ever since then, they've just been my group of really closest friends, and I think JD has always been the one in our group to kind of lead the charge of a lot of activities and a lot of the ridiculous things we do. Unfortunately, a lot of them were videotaped, and so now they resurface on Facebook every few years and cause a lot of pain for all of us. Like a terrible rendition of Gossip Girl, which I'm sure a lot of you have unfortunately seen. But JD has always been incredibly just ridiculous and fun and loyal. I think she's been in every part of my life that's been just like terrible and great too, but there's fun times. But she's been there by my side consistently, and I think I always wondered like who JD would end up with, and it looked a little rocky there for a while, but it's turned out really great. I remember the first time like Kenzie, she called me about Kane. She was like really excited, you know, she's like, this guy's really special, I'm gonna drive to meet up with him at a mall, and I was like, what is, you know, but I could tell that she was really excited, and they kept seeing each other, and she just kept talking about how much she liked him, and so I remember the first time we went to Santa Barbara, and Mel hung out with both of them, and I was talking to her on the phone. I was like, so what did you think of him? And you guys know Mel, basically, she loves fun and she likes our friends, but mainly she likes food. So she just was like, yeah, he's really great. He bought me nachos. And that was it. And Kane automatically knew the way to our heart. But it ended up being that all of us followed suit. Like as soon as Kane came to La Jolla, everyone loved him. All of our friends immediately took to him. I think people actually started hanging out with us in order to hang out with Kane, which was kind of insulting, but I guess it was a good sign. Even my mom liked Kane, which is a pretty big deal. She barely likes me, so that's saying a lot. And he's always been just like JD, ridiculous in certain ways, hilarious, outrageous, but also incredibly caring and generous and dedicated. And I've known for a while now that they were going to get married, but I think I told JD this is probably one of the best days of my life, and I know that not most people get to see two of their best friends getting married. And so I'm just really happy, and I'm so incredibly like overjoyed that you guys are finally getting married. So I think that I just like to toast to a marriage of humor and patience and communication and ultimately love. And I'm just so happy to see both of you together.
And he pushed my face into the grass. He bullied me. And I said, I don't like that guy. And then a few years passed, we were in a new school, and I had a new bully. Different guy. And Kane was in the same class as me. He saw this guy bullying me, and he says, if that guy messes with you one more time, I'm gonna take care of him. Now, he didn't end up having to take care of him, but the guy actually ended up messing with Kane. He started, you know, they got in each other's face, and I was like, okay, I'll keep him around. I need someone like this. I had long hair. I looked ridiculous. I was a target. But, and then there was a day, a few years later in high school, that I doubt he even remembers. But there was a kid walking by, and he was all alone. He looked like a freshman. And Kane walked up to this kid and said, "Hey man, do you have anyone to hang out with? Do you need some friends?" And the kid looked at us and said, "Absolutely not, you guys." But when I heard that, I was like, oh my goodness, like this guy, he takes strides, he takes leaps. Like you have strong moral convictions, and you're always looking out for other people. People brought this up a bunch of times, but everyone feels safe around you. And JD, I know you're not scared of anything now that I swear, we were playing around yesterday and he kicked me in like the inner part of my thigh, and I was like, I'm not even gonna... I was so scared. But felt safe at the same time. Yeah. Anyone else tried to kick me. Anyway, JD, and when I met you, it was like such an easy transition to become friends. It's like, I don't know, peanut butter and jelly right here. And y'all's friends are great. It almost feels like if we grew up here, we would all be friends. If y'all grew up there, we would all be friends. So it all feels right. I love you both, and cheers to life, you guys.
Hey, let's all there. I'd like to thank the videographer, editor, the Cassie. Thank you so much for putting together what I'm sure will be just an amazing account of this great day. And I'd also like you to thank your photographer. He did a good job. Adequate.
Thank you. Adequate. Am I coming with you guys, or?
No, let's go, Trevor.
Am I coming with you? Do you guys want to go back and say bye to anyone, or no? You're good?
Okay. Good. Yeah, we have our stuff down over there.
You guys are good?
Yeah, I need to get my phone.
Okay.
No.
I need to get my phone.
Yeah, we have stuff down there.
Okay, take two, guys. Take two.
Give us the closing remarks.
JD and Kane.
Wiki wiki wow.
You chose the wrong uncle to marry you. Two choices.
Plus me.
Yeah, it should have been Scott.
It should have been me.
Two legit choices. And Scott. So here we are at JD and Kane's wedding.
So JD and Kane, what a great day for you both. And we want you to know how much we both love you. He as your grandfather.
I'm the uncle.
And and how much we've enjoyed watching your courtship grow together, and enjoyed the time that you've had together as husband and wife for these last 10, 20 minutes. So have a great life together. Let's all raise our glasses and wish the happy couple a great journey, and may the road rise when it's needed to. What's that saying? Rise up to the road.
Ride-a-ho ahead of you.
Love many, trust few, always paddle your own canoe.
That was Kim, right? Okay. Anyway, enjoy everybody.
Soundtrack, laugh track.